He was once the king of football, earning millions, praised by legends, and loved by fans in every corner of the world. But just a few years later, Ronaldinho was sleeping on a prison bed in Paraguay, caught with a fake passport, and reportedly had only $6 left in his bank account. How does someone so rich, so famous, fall so far, so fast? This isn't just a story of losing money, it's a total collapse. Environmental crimes, passport fraud, frozen assets, and a brother with a money laundering conviction. Ronaldinho didn't just lose his fortune, he lost control of his life. What happened to the smiling genius? The truth behind his downfall is more disturbing than you think.
Former Brazil star Ronaldinho was released Monday by a Paraguayan judge after 5 months in detention over a forged passport. The judge also released Ronaldinho's brother.
The rise of a football genius. Ronaldinho Gaúcho, born Ronaldo de Assis, Moreira in Porto Alegre, Brazil, in 1980, showed signs of genius at an early age. Growing up in poverty, football became his escape. His older brother, Roberto Assis, was also a professional footballer and helped guide young Ronaldinho through the early stages of his career. His incredible talent was quickly noticed when he joined the youth team of Grêmio. His flair, creativity, and unique style of play made him stand out. He combined street-style dribbling with incredible vision, speed, and technique. By the time he was 20, Ronaldinho was already playing for Paris Saint-Germain in France. But his true explosion onto the world stage came when he joined FC Barcelona in 2003. Under manager Frank Rijkaard, Ronaldinho transformed the club into a powerhouse and won the FIFA World Player of the Year in 2004 and 2005. He didn't just win matches, he brought joy to the game. Millions of fans around the world tuned in just to watch him play. In his prime, no one could take the ball off him. From his iconic toe-poke goal against Chelsea to his standing ovation at the Santiago Bernabeu, Ronaldinho's legacy was sealed.
Ronaldinho is in the country. Ronaldinho will conduct a series of football clinics in Nairobi and Kisumu, courtesy of sports betting firm Betika. The Brazilian legend's first stop will be Kisumu City on Saturday. On Sunday, Ronaldinho will be the chief guest at the Super 8 Champions League finals at the Camp Toyo grounds here in Nairobi.
Fame, fortune, and extravagance. With success came unimaginable wealth. Ronaldinho signed multi-million-dollar contracts with FC Barcelona and later AC Milan. He also earned millions from endorsements with brands like Nike, Pepsi, and Coca-Cola. His lifestyle became as flashy as his footwork yachts, luxury cars, mansions, nightclubs, and constant parties. Reports indicate that at one point, Ronaldinho was earning around $20 million per year. He had homes in Brazil, Spain, and Italy. Yet with all the wealth came a dangerous habit: excess. Unlike other footballers who transitioned into business or coaching, Ronaldinho lived in the moment, spending as quickly as he earned. His love for parties became public knowledge. Rumors swirled of him showing up to training hungover or skipping sessions altogether. As age caught up, his performances declined and his reputation began to crack. He went from being the best in the world to a bench warmer, and soon, clubs didn't want him anymore. Poor financial management and lifestyle issues. Ronaldinho's financial downfall wasn't due to a single event, but rather years of poor money management. Despite earning millions, he reportedly had very little oversight on how his money was spent. Lavish spending on luxury vehicles, real estate, parties, and an entourage drained his bank accounts. There were no solid investments or long-term financial plans. Unlike players like Messi or Ronaldo, who diversified their income streams, Ronaldinho lived day to day. As his playing career declined and his income shrank, the bills kept coming. Eventually, he couldn't sustain the lifestyle he once flaunted. This unchecked spending caught up with him when legal issues started piling up. With frozen bank accounts and mounting fines, Ronaldinho was trapped in a financial spiral that grew harder to escape from. Environmental damage and legal fines. One of the biggest financial hits Ronaldinho faced was due to illegal construction. In 2018, he was fined around $2.5 million for building a fishing platform and other structures on protected land near a lake in Porto Alegre, Brazil. Authorities discovered he had violated several environmental laws. The court ordered him to pay the fines and restore the area, but Ronaldinho failed to comply. As a result, the Brazilian government seized his passport to prevent him from fleeing the country. His bank accounts were also frozen, and at one point, authorities claimed he had just $6 left. This case not only showcased the extent of his financial mismanagement, but also revealed the seriousness of the legal issues he was entangled in. It marked a clear turning point from troubled athlete to full-blown legal defendant. The passport scandal and prison time. In March 2020, Ronaldinho and his brother were arrested in Paraguay for entering the country using fake passports. This shocked the world. Why would someone of his fame and status resort to such a bizarre act? The passports falsely stated that both were naturalized Paraguayan citizens, even though they clearly were not. They were detained and later placed in a maximum security prison in Asunción, Paraguay. Photos and videos of Ronaldinho in prison playing football with inmates and posing with guards quickly went viral. It felt surreal, one of the greatest footballers ever, now behind bars in a foreign country. After spending 32 days in prison, they were moved to house arrest in a luxury hotel where they stayed for nearly 5 months. Eventually, after paying a fine of $90,000, Ronaldinho was released. The case deeply tarnished his image. He claimed innocence, stating he didn't know the passports were fake, but the damage was already done.
Former Brazil star Ronaldinho was released Monday by Paraguayan judge after 5 months in detention over a forged passport. The judge also released Ronaldinho's brother.
Brother's involvement and long-standing legal troubles. Ronaldinho's brother and business manager, Roberto da Moreira, played a significant role in his financial affairs. Unfortunately, Roberto himself had a controversial record. In 2012, he was convicted of money laundering and other financial crimes in Brazil. This raised many questions about how Ronaldinho's finances were being handled. As his closest advisor and representative, Roberto's legal troubles inevitably impacted Ronaldinho's financial situation. Bad decisions, risky deals, and lack of transparency contributed to the star's mounting debt and legal problems. The trust between Ronaldinho and his brother remained intact, but the consequences of those business decisions cannot be ignored. It's likely that misplaced trust and poor advice further deepened Ronaldinho's downfall. Lack of focus in his later football career. Another key factor in Ronaldinho's fall was his declining focus on football during his later years. While younger stars like Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi maintained rigorous fitness and discipline, Ronaldinho began prioritizing lifestyle over performance. There were reports of him skipping training, partying late into the night, and not taking recovery seriously. This led to him losing his starting place at clubs like AC Milan and Flamengo. Sponsors and clubs started distancing themselves from the once revered star. As his playing level dropped, so did his commercial value. Ronaldinho's image as a carefree genius became a liability in a sport that was becoming more professional and business-driven. His attitude, once seen as charming, now seemed careless.
Authorities said Ronaldinho and his brother were taken into custody just hours after a judge refused to ratify a prosecutor's proposal for an alternative punishment.
The aftermath. Reputation in ruins. After the passport scandal, Ronaldinho's reputation took a massive hit. Sponsors backed away. Fans were divided. Some still adored him, while others couldn't understand how he had allowed himself to fall so far. Media outlets around the world ran headlines calling him a fallen star. Despite all this, Ronaldinho maintained his smile and charisma. He made a few public appearances, tried to stay active on social media, and launched a few digital projects, including NFTs and online branding ventures. However, none of these could fully restore the image he once had. What stung the most for fans was the realization that the joyful genius who once united the footballing world with his talent had become a symbol of wasted potential and poor choices. He didn't harm others, but his inability to manage his fame and finances became a tragedy in itself. Lessons from his fall. Ronaldinho's story is more than a sports headline. It's a life lesson. Talent alone isn't enough. Without discipline, focus, and the right support, even the most gifted individuals can fall. Ronaldinho had everything a player could dream of, but lacked the long-term vision to preserve it. His life also shows the dangers of fame and fast money. Surrounded by enablers and a culture that encouraged partying and spending, Ronaldinho became a victim of his own success. Unlike others like Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi, who planned for their future, Ronaldinho lived only for the moment. And yet, despite all this, there's still a glimmer of hope. His charm, humility, and regret might offer a second chance. If he uses his story to educate and guide young athletes, he might turn his failure into a powerful message. Attempts at redemption. Since his release, Ronaldinho has tried to reinvent himself. He's taken part in football exhibitions, promoted charities, and remained active online. He even took part in music projects, blending his love for Brazilian culture with his desire to stay in the public eye. He's also made efforts to rebuild his finances. Reports suggest he's been involved in cryptocurrency promotions and digital endorsements. While these haven't restored his previous riches, they've given him a way to stay relevant in the modern world. Still, redemption isn't just about money, it's about trust. Whether Ronaldinho can regain the full respect of the football community is yet to be seen. But many fans, especially in Brazil, continue to love him for what he gave the sport. Ronaldinho will always be remembered for the joy he brought to football. His touch, his flair, and that iconic smile changed how people saw the game. He inspired a generation of players and reminded us that football is, above all, a game to be enjoyed. But his fall also teaches us that life off the pitch matters just as much as what happens on it. Ronaldinho's story is a mix of brilliance and warning. He reached the top of the mountain but didn't prepare for what came next. In the end, Ronaldinho remains a legend but a flawed one. His tale is one of unmatched talent, reckless decisions, and a painful lesson in fame and responsibility. Whether his story ends as a tragedy or a redemption arc depends on the steps he takes next. One thing is certain, the world is still watching. What do you think Ronaldinho's story teaches us about fame and fortune? Drop your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more powerful celebrity stories that go beyond the headlines.